Hey Exoticals, it's your girl back with another Exotical rant. You know what I was thinking about? You really want to know? I was thinking about how to stop being desperate for a relationship, especially during this time. It's getting cold, fall is setting in, then winter. How do I not get desperate around the holidays? Let's dive right into it. Exoticals, it is so important for you not to start seeing people kissing and loved up during the holidays and think that that is the totality of their relationship. And because you see people holding hands and kissing and showing affection, that their relationship is like that all the time, or that you need to be desperate for a relationship because it's coming around to holidays. It's like everybody's booed up. It's cuffing season. I would not suggest you to be desperate for a relationship right now, especially during fall and winter season. I would not try to jump into a new relationship or situationship right away, because a lot of times during the holidays, men just naturally know you want to be gifted and want it to be treated special. And a lot of guys that are like predators or bums or bummy or target women will try to love bomb you during this season because they need a place to stay. They need benefits of holidays, like they need somewhere to go during Thanksgiving and Christmas. They need somewhere to go. University usually will be out, and everybody wants to have their holiday and they want somebody to basically foot the bill. So I would suggest during the holiday season, do not get desperate for a relationship. Enjoy your time with your friends and family. Really start planning activities you guys can do, or activities that you can do with one or two other people, or maybe by yourself, that will boost your confidence. I always say doing a group exercise activity for me, even if I'm going by myself, you get to meet new people, and that always boosts my self-confidence. And I used to do that when I was single all the time. Do go to a group activity like exercising, yoga, Pilates, whatever, because you meet new people and you feel less lonely. Definitely try, if you like to bake. This is another option during the holidays. If you like to bake, try some new recipes during this time. Really just, and record yourself doing that. So maybe you can post it and be like, oh, I attempted it. It came out okay. It came out good, or whatever, but it'll boost your confidence and it may put a limelight on you. You know what I'm saying? It may draw the positive attention that you're wanting onto you. But I would definitely not suggest being desperate for a relationship. When you're in the vibe of desperation, you tend to attract men that are horrible. But when you're in the vibe of contentment, ease, soft life, you tend to attract that. So please don't get desperate during this time. A lot of us exoticals, married and unmarried, have been single during the holiday times. And this is a quick story time, ladies. Why not to be desperate during this holiday season? One holiday season, way before I met my husband, I was kind of lonely during the holiday seasons, but I wasn't desperate. And I'm glad I was not in that sense of desperation. I actually got introduced to this guy from a friend of the family, and literally, they kind of just sprung him onto me and we began to chat. One day one day he called me because that friend of the family had told him my car was down and I needed a ride to the market. So I really thought nothing of it. I was not trying to talk to this gentleman or anything like that, ladies. So he came and took me to the store. He took me to the store. Everything was fine. I don't even think he went in with me, which was fine. He just sat in the car. I got all the stuff I needed. I came out the store and he took me home, and he was cool with me. He gave me a hug, whatnot, and he was cool. So I'm just thinking everything is good, right? Wrong. Around I think later on that night, maybe 9 or 10 o'clock, he started texting me, asking me, are you lonely? Do you want some company? Can I come over? Do you cook? Ladies, I immediately blocked him. I was going through a hard time in my life back then, and I immediately knew the signs of a low vibrating male, and he was really trying to take advantage of me because I was in a vulnerable state. So I immediately blocked him. Actually, I was lonely, but I was lonely because I wanted to be lonely at that time of season, because I knew it's really hard during the fall and winter season to meet quality men, because a lot of men are just trying to look for, like him, a hot meal and a warm bed. And I knew this guy was not good for me. He had said alarming things about his ex when I did meet him. And I knew, because I was at a vulnerable state and my friend of the family had told him some of my business, that he thought I was an easy mark. Wrong. I wasn't. I ignored this guy. I blocked this guy. And then when I think he did get my number, he did call me from another number, I did not answer. Ladies, if you're at a vulnerable state, you're emotional, this may be your lonely season or your season of solitude. Let me explain. Sometimes you get seasons of solitude because you need to work on a few things for yourself. Maybe your self-esteem, your self-confidence, your values and ethics. It could be an array of topics that you need to work on personally, and you just need time. Maybe you had a bad perm and you need to grow your hair back out. Maybe you let a ugly woman touch your hair and now you need to grow your hair back out. Maybe you need to work on your emotional or mental or physical health. It could be an array of topics that you need to go through a season of solitude. My season of solitude taught me so many lessons. Number 1, never be desperate. Number 2, stick to your standards. Number 3, enjoy the journey. I needed to be by myself. Did I feel lonely sometimes? Yes. Was I glad for my solitude and really able to think things through and get my mind together? Ladies, I was really enjoying my time to myself. I grew out my hair. I improved my skin and physical health. And I worked a lot on my mental and emotional health. What did I do? I'm going to just tell you what I really did. I read a lot of books on self-confidence, self-esteem, self-mobility, self-work, self-help books. And I did not read the new ones that were out. I read ones from back in the 1980s, even 1970s, and they were really to the point. I read my Bible. I read my Bible for understanding. I read my Bible for clarity. Did I go to church? Sometimes I watched it on TV, and I'm not trying to push you into religion, because I honestly am not religious. I'm very spiritual, but I needed to know who I was outside of a male gaze. Does that make sense? The male gaze. I needed to know who I was outside of being so male-centered and centered on a relationship. I needed to really find myself, love on myself. I had to get out of doing things because I felt like other people would like it. I needed my time to myself because I needed time to heal from my childhood. I had a lot of things that happened in my childhood that I needed to resolve within myself and move past that and become the woman that I wanted to be, that God meant for me to be. And I had to not overanalyze everything, even my parents. I had to realize that this is their first time on earth too, so they made some mistakes. Are their mistakes, was it intentionally to do harm to me? Absolutely not. It definitely wasn't. but I had to heal. I had to heal from a lot of my teen drama or things that happened in my early adulthood that really hurt me. Physical losses, like you losing people in your family, and you just like grieving those relationships and not knowing how to handle it. I had a lot of maturing to do. In my season of solitude, I learned that even if I am alone, I will never really truly be lonely. I learned that it's a higher power looking out for me, and it's always been looking out for me. And I really have to tap into my guts. I really have to tap into my spirituality to really, really be into my true self. Does that make sense? And I didn't need a lot of people around at that time. I didn't want to put on a show for people. I wanted to really be in my authentic self. I didn't want to I need to look good for this or that person, but I need to be healthy for myself. Ladies, it taught me, what that season of solitude really taught me is to stop being so hard on myself. When I was a teen, and even into my early 20s, I was very hard on myself. As far as aesthetics, I was an extreme dieter, which was unhealthy. I was extreme over analyzing myself and my choices to the point where I would make myself literally sick or literally sad for prolonged periods of time, because I'm like, why did I do that? And I would beat myself up so bad. Nobody else had to do it. I had to show myself grace, like the same grace I showed other people. I had to learn to show myself kindness, the same kindness I showed other people. I had to really learn that I am a person too, and I have feelings. And I really have to be, number one, intentional about how I treat myself. Number two, I had to just stop the drama with myself. Number one, I'm an exotical. I'm a mixed race woman. I'm already a beautiful girl. I had to stop nitpicking. I had to stop looking in the mirror and seeing a different version of myself. And what does that mean? I'm taking on what somebody said to me. I'm over analyzing. I was doing way too much. And you know what God did? He said, stop. He said, I'm going to give you a season of solitude. You've been around so much noise, you can't even hear your own voice. And I needed it, ladies. I really did, exoticals. I really needed a time to myself, and I was so happy. That time to myself, I definitely grew spiritually. I matured into the woman I am today. And I learned to be really kind to myself. And I learned what kindness was as far as self-esteem, self-confidence, self-worth. I learned so much in that season that I didn't need as much therapy as I thought. I didn't need as much reassurance from the outside world as I thought, because I already had it within myself. I became the source. Ladies, when you become the source of your happiness, of your self-esteem, self-confidence, and self-worth, a lot of things change in your life. You begin to see yourself as maybe a parent sees a baby as perfect, in the sense of you see yourself as an entity that was made to shine, to be beautiful, to be flawed, but still keep its beauty and essence at the same time. You see yourself in its pureness and its nakedness. And that really helped me so much. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're perfect just the way you are. And that's what my season of solitude taught me. I was perfect just the way that I was. I could make improvements that I wanted, but there was no mistakes when I was created. So I learned so many lessons. So I plead with you during this season of solitude, please do not be desperate for a relationship. Work on your relationship with yourself. And I know that's easier said than done. And realize you might have to cry. You might have to throw some things. Not at anybody, but just throw it at the wall. But realize that this season is just a season. And this season is a season that is much needed for you. And it's a reason why people fall off. It's a reason why you don't need to be desperate for a relationship. Okay? Because the best relationship, I'm going to tell you, here's the tea, okay? The best relationship you can have is with yourself. Treating yourself well every day. Doing kind things for yourself. Like I learned, I didn't have to starve myself. I didn't have to be mean to myself. I could still look the way I wanted to with healthy diet and exercise and fasting. I could still, get the guy or get that relationship that I really wanted by being my authentic self, by showing up with my standards, my requirements, and my self-worth, and keeping my standards regardless of the person. I really figured that out for myself. And it's hard. I'm not even going to say it's hard. It's an easy task. But I was not desperate. Was I happy when I met somebody? Yes. But that season alone taught me I was happy in my season alone. I learned about like all the kind of music I liked. I'm really into rock. I'm really into artists that are alternative. I like Willow Smith. I like Georgia Smith. I like different people. Persia White. I like Lenny Kravitz. I love rock music. I learned that I am just like an awesome person. But what I truly learned was I did not have to show up and be who people thought I didn't have to grow. I didn't have to like show up and be placed in a box or be this person that I wasn't. And it was okay. I could show up as my authentic self. I could be my little hippie happy self. And whoever didn't like it, they didn't like it. Who cares? I was not focused on them. I was focused on showing up and being my authentic self. Being around people that truly valued me and respected me. And it wasn't hard to be around them, but I could just be myself. Being desperate for a relationship helps you get into the wrong relationship. Being desperate for a relationship helps you publicize too much of your business to other people that really don't care and just use it against you later. So, Exoticals, show up as yourself. You're worth it. It's not going to be a easy thing to do, but it'll be a thing that is much, much well received and you're going to feel like I deserve this. When you finally do get in that good relationship, you're going to feel like, I'm glad I waited. I'm glad I didn't rush into things with somebody that I wasn't sure about and they weren't sure about me. And I learned just the essence and the gift of patience. Patience is a virtue. Patience is a gift. Never try to rush yourself into things. Always relax. Take your time. What's for you will come to you. What's for you is for you. You will never get somebody else's blessings. They will never get your blessings. What the higher power has for you is for you. What karma is coming around is whatever you have, nobody can take away. And that's the true gift of your solitude, is realizing my gifts, my blessings, my luck cannot be altered by somebody else. It's for me. But me focusing on other people's business will kind of distract me from that. But you're focusing on your purpose and your business, you'll never get distracted. Exoticals, let me know how you feel in the comments. Have you been distracted? Have you been kind of out there minding other people's business and kind of got tied up into other things that really had nothing to do with you? Let me know in the comments, like and subscribe, and let's get a good conversation started about not being desperate for a relationship, because the best relationship is with yourself.